Yo, what is up everybody? This is Categorizes from GameFusion.com. Today in this video, I'm here to show you exactly all the steps on exactly how to get the new pulse rifle Outbreak Prime. Now, before you actually do anything, the very first thing you have to do is to get all 5 monitors. I am going to be actually having a video on how to get all 5 monitors, especially the 4th monitor. That is very tricky, but as soon as you do open the this chest, you do get the quest for it, and then you get the siege or the little Siva engine thing that you actually need to for later in the quest. But once you do get the quest, you have to do a few things before you actually get to this part. You have to get 50 kills with the pulse rifle. You have to play 3 crucible matches / heroic strikes. You have to play the nightfall, and you also have to do 3 public events in the plague land. But anyways, after you do that, you have to do the siege engine. You have to be in a social space to actually do this. And also, you do need one of each class. You need a hunter, titan, and warlock that actually do have this class. But once you do get in here, you have to do a little pattern situation, kind of like you did whenever the Sleeper Simulant did come out. Now, before you can actually do any of these, as you see, we was actually trying to find out all the patterns to get go. Now, a Hunter has their own pattern, a Warlock has their own pattern, and a Titan has their own pattern. The Hunter pattern is actually going to be showing up on the screen soon. Now, remember, there is going to be 3 different ones of these. There's going to be 3 columns of these. 3 rows of these, all the way 5 all the way across, and then there's gonna be 4 of these 5 all the way across, and then 5 of them for the very last step. The very first one and second one actually have a pattern that you can do for each different class. The third one is gonna be a little bit more trickier, but I'll explain that whenever I get there. Now for the Hunter one, the code is going to be 23223. You'll actually see me put the code in for the very first one. Now for the Warlock, it's going to be 32123, and then for the Titan, it's going to be 32323. That's going to be the codes that you have to decrypt. And once everybody in your fire team actually has them equipped, you can actually click all of them and go to the very next step in the quest, in which you have to talk to Shiro, I believe, and then you can go to the very next part that you actually have to do. So the very next part, after that, before you actually even get to the charge one and get to this part, you actually have to kill enemies in the plague lands. You have to do 3 the Archon Forge ones, and then 3 Archon Forge activities. And also on top of that, you have to go do the new Devil's Lair, the Sepix primed whatever, the brand new strike of that. You have to do that, and then you actually get to here, which is the second part, in which you have the new sequence. For the Hunter, it is going to be 24414. For the Warlock, it's going to be 13334, and for the Titan, it's going to be 42123. Now remember, you might not get it right away. You might have the right sequence, but you might not be able to do it yet because all 3 characters actually has to put their code in first, and once they're all in, then you can actually activate it and go on to the very next part of the quest. Now for one of the final parts of the quest, sadly, you have to do the raid again. I believe you can farm because you have to get 3 little graph chart type things. I was told that you can farm the very first boss. So get into the area, farm the very first boss. We just did the entire raid because the raid's actually not very hard if you're high enough light level. But you can do what you want, and then as soon as you do that, you can return back to orbit and go to the next social space and come to this very next one. Now the reason why this one is so tricky is because it actually does not have a pattern. Because there's different light levels. Now for the the Titan, you have your own light level in which you can actually do your stuff, but you have to make everything equal 730. You have to make everything equal 730. So you have to take your very first number that you actually get, which is 570 for the Hunter, everything else different, and you have to actually make it, add them and subtract all the numbers to make it equal 730. Now this is a little tricky, I know. Now there's the very top 3 rows is going to be positives, and the bottom 2 is going to be negatives. So do remember that whenever you are doing this, the very first number that you do get is going to be positive. So do remember that. The very first number is positive, so mostly you're going to want to do 2 to 3 positives, and then maybe the rest negatives. But anyways, I hope this video did help, because this is a very long one, and no, it's very tricky. The reason why this quest is actually very difficult is just because you have to have one of each class actually being able to participate in this. Whenever you're doing like the patrols and everything else, you do not have to have one, but whenever you are doing your little Rubik's Cube little looking thing, you actually have to have your fire team. That's everyone that's participating in the quest. But if you actually have somebody that has already participated in the quest and completed it, they can go back to Shiro and actually buy a new one to help a person if they are stuck in a certain area. But other than that, I mean, it's actually not bad. If you actually do follow these situations, though, and these diagrams and everything else, other than the last one, I know it's going to be very tricky because you're actually going to need a calculator and everything, then you are able to attain the Outbreak Prime, which is actually a pretty cool pulse rifle. I will probably bring up some gameplay. I have an overview of the exact gun, of all the perks and everything on my YouTube channel and everything. But anyways, I hope this tutorial, I guess you can say, helped. I'm very tired. I've been up for a while. But anyways, please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.